What up, is Marcus Dynasty Football Dads? We have buy or sell wide receivers today. We're going to be going through each and every position. We did running backs at the end of last week. Now, wide receivers, just looking through kind of the landscape here, there's a lot of good rankings with wide receivers. People are a little bit, I feel like they're a little bit more on with wide receivers than they are running backs. We're going to go with sells first. We're going to go 3 sells, then 3 buys. The first sell that I'm going to do, and it's not that I don't like this player. Again, some of these players I actually do like. I just don't like the rankings. I mean, and maybe that means I just don't like them, I guess. But Chris Olave is the number 8 ranked wide receiver. I mean, he's ahead of Drake London. I mean, when you look at talent-wise, Drake London's a lot more talented. He is up there with Garrett Wilson. And the Chris Olave, yes, number 8 overall, but he was 22nd last year, still in scoring. Or he's 22 years old. He's 25th in scoring. Sorry, even worse. He was a wide receiver 3 when it came to scoring. He had 72 for just over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think there's still a big concern on that offense. I don't think that offense is going to be very good. There's a lot of, I guess, reliability or relying on Derek Carr there, but Chris Olave, his biggest issue, again, is yards after catch. He is a great route runner. He's a great separator in the middle of the field. He is not going to get a lot after the catch. He's not this A.J. Brown, Jamar Chase, even Quentin Johnston. I mean, he's not this wide receiver that's going to get you much after the catch. And that's going to be a big problem. I think that's going to limit his upside. I told people that I think his limited upside is a DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin-esque type of player. And when you have him at number 8, I think that is too high. You are having him in the realms of Jalen Waddle. You're having him ahead of Devontae Smith at this point, and that's too high for Chris Olave. And so the next one I have is a player that I already mentioned a tiny bit. It's DJ Moore, number 18th overall. DJ Moore is what DJ Moore always has been, and I was actually a super big fan after his rookie year. I said buy, and it ended up looking at being a great buy at that point. But he has been disappointing because he was 34th after his rookie year. 16, 23, 18, 24. You're going to get a mid-second to late second. And honestly, I think that going to Chicago is no better than when he was in Carolina. You have Justin Fields, who has been yet to have been proven as a passer, can run, but that also increases his chance of being hurt. We've seen what happens with the likes of Lamar and that team when Lamar gets hurt, and the passing abilities and all the wide receivers on that side. I mean, you're looking for a Marquise Brown type of season, and that just DJ Moore at 18 just does not tempt me into wanting to buy him there. I want him lower. I want him into, I mean, honestly, he's a late 20s type of wide receiver for me at this point because the upside, there's very few situations where I see DJ Moore putting up 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. He just also doesn't score touchdowns, which is a huge problem. And so it looks to me as he's going to be a late wide receiver 2, high wide receiver 3 at this point in his career. He's 26, which, I mean, yeah, he's been in the league forever. But honestly, DJ Moore just doesn't have what it takes to be a wide receiver 1 right now. And I just don't think, if I were to put money on it, I would say he doesn't have a season better than his sophomore season at 16 for the rest of his career. And so if you're going to buy him at 18, you're buying him close to what you're going to have at a peak performance per year basis. The last one is a player that I have seen all over the place with rankings. It's also one of some of my favorite Dynasty analysts love this player. And I was on the bandwagon last year, and now I'm off the bandwagon. Michael Pittman, number 22. Michael Pittman has some big issues at quarterback. Anthony Richardson has a ginormous arm, but they, again, drafted Josh Downs because they don't believe in their wide receiver core. They also have Alec Pierce, who at times seemed to be better than Michael Pittman, which is how sad that is. I mean, he's 25 years old, 20th in PPR, 99 catches, 925 and 4. Not a great stat line for, again, a wide receiver that just seems like he needs a Mike Williams type season. He really does. He needs a Herbert type of quarterback that is going to get him over into that QB1 or that wide receiver 1 type of area. And I don't think Anthony Richardson is that in the passing ability. I think Anthony Richardson is an amazing runner. But what we talked about is he's going to have to make a Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts like leap to have fantasy relevant for his wide receivers. And honestly, I just don't see that happening with the Indianapolis Colts in the next 2-3 years. And so that's where I am selling Michael Pittman. Again, late 20s, early 30s. Again, I push him down right where that DJ Moore. Now, would I have DJ Moore or Michael Pittman? I'd rather have Michael Pittman, but it's not by much. Again, I just don't think that there's going to be a lot of realms that I'm going to see a better season. I mean, if you told me 99, 925, and 4, I'm like, that's probably what he's going to get. That'd be a good season for Michael Pittman. I could see him getting into that season where he's going to have 90 for 860 and 5. That's or 868. He could probably have a similar season as he did last year. I just don't see the 1,400 yard upside with the 10 touchdowns. I know Michael Pittman could with his body size. He just hasn't done it. Buys. Now, I don't know if this is just delusional talking here or if this is, I don't know what this is. You can let me know what this is for buys. He is the 25th ranked wide receiver. It is Jerry Jeudy. He's 24 years old. He is younger than Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, and all those. Not Chris Olave, but Jerry Jeudy has the realm with Russell Wilson, and I think Courtland Sutton has been the lesser of the two wide receivers. I think Jerry Jeudy is the better wide receiver, and he had 67 for 972 and 6, and what I would call a broken year for Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson can increase a little bit, which is not saying much, and easily doable for Russell Wilson. I don't see why Jerry Jeudy can't fit into this high wide receiver 2 club. I mean, there's realms of possibility easily with his talent that I could see a high 7, so like 80, 1,208. Like that is in, I think that could happen easily for Jerry Jeudy. He had glimpses, and he always does have glimpses of star power. I honestly will tell you, too, that Jerry Jeudy is a huge more bust, too, because if he ends up having a bad year, then this ranking is going to go down quite a bit. But right now, I am going to buy on that this is the year that he ends up having a better breakout. He's not like a Devontae Parker breakout where all of a sudden it's just coming out of nowhere. He's just been okay his career, Jerry Jeudy. Part of it's been injuries. Part of it's been quarterback play. But I think this is where he ends up turning the corner here. I think he's going to have a really good season. I think you can sell higher in 12 months than you can now. All right, Christian Kirk, 36th overall. Christian Kirk, he was number 11 overall. There are a lot of people clamoring for the Ridley train, but Ridley hasn't played, and again, over a year for NFL football. And so when you have that type of potential rust, and Ridley is getting closer to the age of 30, you have Christian Kirk, who's 26. Now we say, he was a one-year glamour. He was 26 in Arizona the year prior. So he was a high wide receiver too. He is one of my favorite wide receivers to buy. At 36, I'm rather having him than DJ Moore. I am rather having him than Michael Pittman. Because if you connect him with Trevor Lawrence, he could have easily another repeatable top 12 season. A Keenan Allen type of production, low wide receiver 1 per season again. And that is they gave time to Zay Jones. They gave time to Evan Ingram. They gave time to even Marvin Jones Jr. Like, they spread the ball around a lot, and still Christian Kirk was number 11 overall. And so I loved this buy here. He's 26. I am buying, and they spent a lot of money on Christian Kirk in free agency prior to last year. And so I am buying Christian Kirk. I think that this is going to be another good year for him. And so the last one we're going to talk about is a 23-year-old. He's number 30th overall. And again, this is mostly based on some upside. He's probably my least favorite of the buys. But again, I have to go with a sophomore step up. It is Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson, if you look at what he did, 12 games through 35, 523, and 7, the difference between Chris Olave and Jahan Dotson, in my mind, is not drastic. It is not 8 to low 30s. That is not the difference. I see Chris Olave as 16, and I see Jahan Dotson as high 20s, like 23. So you're looking at a lot closer. You're looking at half a what is that? I was gonna say a half of a ranking, but half like, so you have a low end or middle wide receiver 2 to a high wide receiver, low end. Can I even talk? Can I even actually talk at the end of 9 minutes? A high wide receiver 2 to a low end wide receiver 2, but you're buying a wide receiver 1 comparing to buying a wide receiver 3. So you're getting a huge difference here. Jahan Dotson, honestly, this could end up being a quarterback issue. Terry McLaurin is still a very capable wide receiver. I really like Jahan Dotson's talent, and I think when you look at his ranking and how young he is, if they can somehow figure out their quarterback situation, somehow my camera just decided it wanted to freeze and die, then I think Jahan Dotson can easily push up this ranking, and I mean, he has all the talent in the world. And we'll see what they end up doing with the likes of Terry McLaurin in the next couple of years. We'll see maybe Sam Howell ends up being a little bit of something. I know Washington's always going after quarterbacks. It seems like every single year they're trying to make that team work. And so Jahan Dotson, who, yes, battled some injuries, if he plays a full season, you're probably looking at 800 yards and 10 touchdowns. And this ranking of 30 is probably a ranking of 20, and that is a big difference. And so you're buying him actually a little low. And right now everyone's talking about Chris Olave. They're talking about Garrett Wilson. They're talking about Drake London. They're talking about Christian Watson. They're talking about all these players that were great freshman year, going into their sophomore years at the NFL level. But Jahan Dotson seems to be kind of pushed to the side a little bit. And so I've seen rankings as low as 40 and as high as into the low 20s, which is more where I'm at. I like the mid to low 20s. But again, you look at DJ Moore and Jahan Dotson, they're pretty similar in my mind, but you get to buy 12 spots lower in wide receiver ranking. So there you go. All right, this is Marcus Nice with that. Peace out. We'll see you soon. Take care.